Hi there and welcome to Capital View. The monsoon session of Parliament has been a total washout and many are asking questions about the future of Parliament. Joining me on this episode is the country's senior-most politician and the senior-most parliamentarian in fact. He fought his first election way back in 1967, leader of the NCP and former Maharashtra Chief Minister Sharad Pawar. Thank you so much for joining us. You've spent almost half a century in Parliament and in assemblies. Have you ever seen this kind of a deadlock that exists today?
4 or 5 years back, one entire session was washout. When Dr. Manmohan Singh was heading government, I was also part of that government. And what exactly happening today and what Congress is doing today, similar activities were done by BJP in those days. An entire session, right from first day to last day, there was no business. Generally, whenever this type of situation comes, what I have seen on many occasions, the leaders from both sides, they start certain dialogue. Somebody has to take initiative. And of course, the ruling party has to take initiative. There was one advantage in Indian Parliament, and that was Pranab Mukherjee.
Right.
So Pranab Mukherjee was I think he entered in Parliament in 69. And from 69 till become president, there was a gap of 1 or 2 years.
Right.
Otherwise, continuously he was there. And his role was always, when there is a crisis, he will come forward, he will sit, he will interact, and he will try to resolve the issue. I have not seen at all any initiative from the ruling party. This time, I read in the paper that the speaker has called a meeting and he tried. But when I just tried to get information from our colleagues in Parliament, from particularly the Congress side, they said that yes, there was some meeting, but I think confidence has been shaken. Generally feeling among the congressmen, what I heard, and sometimes I have seen also, I can understand Parliament has to run, Speaker is a representative of the House, but ultimately he or she has been elected by the ruling party.
Right.
It is he or her duty to see that government also perform. But simultaneously, one has to give sort of confidence to the other side also.
Are you saying the speaker is failing to give confidence to the other side?
Other side also. My impression is that the confidence has been definitely shaken.
The confidence of the opposition has been shaken.
And that it, you see,
and that's why they can't cooperate.
No, that's why it's not only 1 day or 2 days or one action or two actions. It's a series of action. The feeling is that more attention has been given towards the ruling party. The decisions which are taken, these decisions are guided by somebody from ruling party. That type of impression in the mind of opposition MPs.
Are guided by someone in the ruling party.
Yeah.
Do you feel the Prime Minister should reach out? Do you feel Modi himself should reach out to the Congress, to Sonia Gandhi?
No, it's not. You see, generally, whenever there is a situation like this, of course, Parliamentary Minister has a lot of responsibility. He has to take initiative. But sometimes there has to be dialogue between Prime Minister and leader of the opposition.
Right.
And the presence of the Prime Minister in the House is also very much important.
Right.
I have seen on many occasions in previous Prime Ministers also, whether Srimati Indira Gandhi, whether Narsingh Rao, whether Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Manmohan Singh. I have seen on many occasions they are in the House. Their attendance is very much there. Of course, the Prime Minister has a lot of other responsibility one has to understand
But
that.
he should attend the House more.
But at least his presence sometime in the House. The Prime Minister's presence is there in the Parliament, in his office.
In his office.
But simultaneously, he should spend some time in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. There is a feeling among the Rajya Sabha also MPs that they feel that we rarely get opportunity to see Prime Minister's face.
But do you feel that there has been a complete breakdown of relations between the ruling party and the opposition?
First time I am watching in this Parliament, there is a personal attack from both sides on each other. 2 days back, I saw the visit in the Bihar of the Prime Minister, and I saw his speech. He is, of course, the BJP leader. He got every right to put his fact before the state, and when especially state is going to face election. So he has to work very hard. He has to explain why people should vote his own party. Nothing wrong with that. But after all, the Prime Minister is going to any state, then he has to maintain respect of the institution. Chief Minister is an institution. And it is also responsibility of the Chief Minister to maintain the respect of Prime Minister, because Prime Minister is also institutions. But when there are personal attack from highest level, that send that
Wrong
blow the bitterness.
There's a lot of bitterness in the House.
That because this reflects ultimately in the House also.
What is the way out? What is the way forward? Because it seems whoever in government is interested in pushing legislation, whoever is in opposition will block that legislation. So how do we get out of this trap?
For instance, you have given example or reference of land acquisition.
Yes.
I am a member of the Land Acquisition Committee. I am happy that the chairman of that committee happened to be BJP man. And of course, he must have consulting the government. I don't know. But he was quite accommodative of views of opposition also.
Right.
Practically, 6 or 7 amendments were ultimately suggested from opposition side, has been accepted and incorporated.
Right.
So when the ruling party is also so much accommodative, it is our responsibility also to get through.
Right.
So I don't say it's a defeat of Mr. Narendra Modi or the Minister for Rural Development, or it's a victory of either Jairam Ramesh or anybody. It was ultimately discussed in depth, and when we come to conclusion, yes, there is a scope to take corrective action. That was suggested, that was accepted. And this is the way to Parliament function.
Do you feel that this government is bending too far towards business and industry and not bending enough towards a farmer?
Industry has to develop.
Right.
You see, substantial population which is totally depending on agriculture.
Right.
You see, if you see the holding of farm sector, you see, hardly 2.5 hectares land is average with sizable about 84% of farming community.
Right.
And out of that also 60% is not assured water.
Right.
40% has assured water. So to manage with a 2 hectare, 5% family without assured water is not easy job.
Right.
And that's why we have to, there is too much concentration on land, too much pressure on land. So we have to shift certain section from land, agriculture to tertiary sector, industry, job, any other thing. And that's why industrialization is must.
Right.
But simultaneously, you have to see that the farm product prices are such where the farmer also will get sufficient price.
Right.
He can also manage his own thing. And if 1 or 2 members from the farming community goes to other sectors, whether it is tertiary sector, service
that should be facilitated also.
So that will be additional source of income of the farming community.
I just want to bring you back to Parliament. Do you see a kind of a personality clash between Sonia Gandhi and Narendra Modi? Is that the problem here?
There is something, but I don't think that is the only thing. You see, in politics, for instance, you just try to recollect Atal Bihari as a Prime Minister.
Yeah.
In those also, opposition was same people. But I have not seen that type of bitterness. There was attack. I was leader of the opposition when Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. I was the leader of the Congress party in Lok Sabha. Yes, we have attacked the policies, but we never attacked personalities. Or from other side also, the personalities were not targeted within house or outside house.
But when Rahul Gandhi says that Sushma Swaraj is a thief and is a criminal, should he not apologize for that?
No, that's why when I say from both sides, extreme position and personal attack position has been taken, that has really deteriorated the entire system.
Right. If you had to give Modi some sort of advice on how to break this parliament logjam, what would your advice be?
My advice, he should start dialogue. You see, in parliamentary politics, dialogue is the essence. Without dialogue, you cannot run the parliament. You have to keep dialogue. You have to interact with my personal experience with Mr. Modi is very good. Whenever I discuss on any issue, I make any suggestion, he do take seriously.
Right.
So similar experience has to be others also.
But is his personality too aggressive? Do you feel that he's too aggressive?
I don't know because I have not studied from that angle. But he was a person who has done more than 10 years as the chief minister of one state.
Right.
That is Gujarat. On 4 occasions, I was also chief minister. And I have also worked in government of India for more than 10 years or 12 years.
Right.
My personal experience to run the state by chief minister is one thing. Chief minister can take many decisions himself. You see, one man can contact many people, interact with various experts, try to understand ground level situation, and he can manage his state effectively.
Right.
And that way, Gujarat is a small state as compared to UP or Bihar or Maharashtra. And that's why, to keep close rapport to every district, every subject, every ministry, every department, to the chief minister who is hard-working, and Mr. Modi, what I observed, he is a workaholic. He worked for I don't know how many hours, 16 hours, 14 hours. And similar job he was doing in Gujarat. I have seen as an agriculture minister, whenever I visited Gujarat for governmental work, I always saw the chief minister was working like anything. So that is possible in small state. But in national level, now take the case of agriculture ministry alone. Agriculture ministry alone has a huge responsibility. And it's not responsibility of one Gujarat. Right from Kerala to northeast, issues are different. Weather condition is altogether different. Crops are different. Demands of the farming community is altogether different. And that's why, if I am going to think that I will control agriculture, I will control defense, I will control many other ministries, yes, I might be effective person, but ultimately too much centralization has doesn't pay that dividend.
Right. And you know, the Congress is saying that he doesn't respect Parliament. Do you agree with that? That Modi doesn't respect Parliament?
No, I don't know that. I have not seen. Only question that his attendance is sending that signal.
Right.
So if his attendance has improved, definitely people will, parliamentarians will be happy.
Narendra Modi's lack of attendance in Parliament is sending the signal he doesn't respect Parliament and doesn't want to dialogue with the opposition. That is what's creating, in many parts, the logjam. Lots more with Sharad Pawar after the break. Welcome back to Capital View. We are with the country's senior-most politician and senior-most parliamentarian to ask him whether he has ever seen this kind of a logjam as exists in Parliament at this moment. Let's come to the GST bill. Now, is this a very important legislation, and your party was not in favour of stalling the GST bill? The Congress has stalled the GST bill. Do you feel that this has been irresponsible on the part of the Congress to stall such an important bill?
You see, GST bill is the creation of the Congress party when we were in government. I recollect in those days, there were two ministers, finance ministers, one from Gujarat and one from Madhya Pradesh, who BJP. They were champion to oppose this bill. And they have created a lot of obstructions in the process of getting through the bill. But ultimately, it took 2, 3, 4 years, but the process has started and we have reached up to a certain level.
Right.
My own assessment, my view, this bill has to go through. The ruling party should sit with Congress and try to understand these 1 or 2 issues and try to find some solution.
But do you think the Congress is also being irresponsible?
No, definitely. But Congress is in opposition. The ruling party has a job to get through this bill. Ultimately, it is the responsibility of the government to see that their program, their bills are accepted by the Parliament, and for that purpose, though it's not correct for opposition also to create obstruction on every issue, but if
it's not correct what the Congress is doing.
It's not correct for any opposition, but it is a responsibility of the ruling party, and it is also equally the responsibility of the opposition for larger national interests, larger economic interests. Some accumulative approach has to be there.
Let's come to a completely different question now. What do you make of the controversy surrounding the IPL?
I don't know what is the controversy now. You see, there is an attack on Mr. Lalit Modi. In fact, I met Lalit Modi when I was in UK.
Right.
When I was a BCCI chief, Lalit Modi was my vice president.
Right. Didn't you encourage Lalit Modi in the early years?
Entire concept of IPL has been formulated by Lalit Modi.
Right.
He was BCCI has unanimously elected him as a IPL chairman.
Right. And you were a supporter of Lalit Modi.
And yes, because the IPL, the entire cricket world has been changed because of IPL. And that's why there, Lalit Modi's contribution was definitely there. But only one thing, he had the art to create enemy. He worked very hard, but some people have some problem. They cannot take everybody with him.
Is there a need to reform cricket administration in India?
Yes, now in fact the matter is sub judice. It is with Lota committee. That's why I don't want to comment. We are waiting for that. Only question that there are certain states where certain people are sitting there with restricted membership.
Right.
Now take the case of, I am a president of Mumbai. I was president for 10 years. Then in my absence, some of my other colleagues were heading that organization. Now again I took the responsibility. There are 350 members.
Right.
Their club. Out of 350, 210 are daily playing every Saturday, Sunday. So they are the people who decide.
Right.
There is a clear-cut democratic election, and election they select.
But the feeling is that politicians shouldn't be involved in cricket administration.
I don't know. The politicians are associated with many organizations, sports organizations. In fact, if you discuss quietly with the player, sincere player, he always says, he will suggest to manage the organization is not our job. Our job is to show the performance in the ground. So
politicians should be involved in cricket administration.
Basically, not politician, administrator. If the politician is also administrator, certainly he got every right to administer.
Is it true that you are now pushing for Lalit Modi to come back to India?
No, when I met him in Delhi, London, I said, come to India. If there is a complaint against you, you face. It's a democratic country. Our judicial system is good. That's why you should come and face.
What is your view? What is your view? Sorry.
Not coming is sending wrong message. That I did suggest it to him.
What is your view on the Sushma Swaraj episode with Lalit Modi?
I really don't know what is the issue. You see, when I said that I myself go...
You think it's a non-issue?
No, I don't know what is their understanding, what is their... the allegations made by certain people, somebody is defending as a legal advisor to somebody or this, that area I don't know. But just to meet somebody, I don't think it's a crime.
It's not a crime.
No, I myself went to London, I met him.
No,
he joined for lunch with me.
No, the allegation is she helped him get a passport.
That I don't know, because this passport and then somebody has taken somebody's brief as a lawyer and this. I'm not fully aware how far it is correct and how far it is concordant.
Do you think she should resign?
See, one should not expect extreme position like resignation unless there is certain. If those who are insisting for resignation, if they got something really serious, then they got every right. But if they don't, because actually I don't know whether they got serious, and because we are keeping away from this type of thing, because we want house to run, and that's why.
So do you think the Congress is raising the wrong issue of wanting her to resign?
If the Congress got some material, then they got every right, and if they don't have, then definitely it's wrong.
Right. Let's just come last couple of questions to Bihar. Who has the upper hand in Bihar at the moment?
My own observation of Bihar for years together. Bihar is a state and Bihari people are the game changers. If you see the India's independence movement, Mahatma Gandhi's main agitation from Champaran started, and that has spread in throughout India in 1942 and others. And ultimately, in 1947, we become independent. You may not born that time, but I was born. And that's why we become independent citizens of this country. So, in the days of emergency, the first challenge against emergency has started from Bihar, under the leadership of Jayaprakash. After that also, social change, concept of social change has been started from Bihar. What Mandal Commission or what not, all these agitations started. And ultimately, the country has accepted and certain provision has been made for this type of weaker and underprivileged section, whether in the education, in services or whether. So everything has started from Bihar.
Right.
So Bihar shows direction to the nation. So this election, I'm looking from that angle.
It's going to show the direction to the nation.
To the nation. I honestly feel that past history of the Bihar is they always show direction to the nation. So one has to see what direction they show this time. As you see that Nitish Kumar, Lalu Prasad Yadav, Congress, we have small support there, we have one member of parliament. All these two people really come together, work together. So I think definitely they will get advantage.
Right.
If they contest separately, definitely BJP will get advantage. So one has to see how ultimately combinations happen there.
My very last question to you, as the senior most parliamentarian, the senior most politician today in India, are you hopeful about the future of Parliament or do you feel hopeless?
You see, I'll tell you frankly, Sagarika, people of this country are more wiser than us. You recollect, in Mrs. Gandhi's days, I was also in this Congress, decision of emergency was taken. We are part of that decision. we are supporting that decision. Ultimately, people of India has taught lesson to us. And they told us that this is not the way. Democracy is democracy. If you are going to destroy parliamentary democracy, you will be out. And they handed power to Janata. They have given full strength to Janata. I recollect media was talking and writing in those days, next 20 years Congress will not be there. But within 2 years, Janata leadership could not perform well. Same people again brought Mrs. Gandhi. You see, people of this country are more wiser than us.
But is parliamentary democracy under threat?
And that's why they will definitely preserve and protect parliamentary democracy. There might be some ups and downs, there might be some shocks here and there, but ultimately, people of this country will bring this country on proper track of the development.
Right. So the parliamentary democracy in India is safe because the people of India keep it safe.
Not because of us.
Not because of the politicians. That was Sharad Pawar, the senior-most politician of India, the senior-most parliamentarian, saying he's still hopeful for parliamentary democracy in India, even though there is that dreadful logjam in Parliament. Thank you so much for watching Capital View. Tune in again next week.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.